Sunny and Nephis forgot about the food, the wine, and the tea. The eerie stillness, the silence, the dead emptiness of it all was the doing of a human, of a supreme born from the river people. How? Nephis said they did not understand the divine sorcery of Ariel, and yet Kronos seemed to have figured it out. Ananke chuckled. That I cannot answer. I knew Kronos better than most. But even I did not know what was going on in his head. At times it seemed like no one did, not even Kronos himself. His brilliant mind was full of the past, the present, and the future. Things that had already happened were a mystery to him. Things that were yet to happen were like a distant memory. His ideas were always outrageous, and the impossible was nothing but a fascinating puzzle. He took his shipmates and sailed past Verge, into the estuary. And there, he did something to break the cycle of the great river. He made it stop, and just like that, the river people weren't divided anymore. We were not chained to our cities anymore. When the Defiled attacked, we had a choice of retreating or launching an attack. We all decided to abandon the waters where we were born. We, people of Weave, had hesitated the longest. By then, I had long left the Time Slayer and returned home to take my place as priestess. Weave was constantly under attack, and every battle we won came at a terrible price. We were reluctant to abandon the city our elders were exiled to. Sunny shifted slightly. Nephis and I sailed past the ruins of Weave on our way here. We saw the signs. What destroyed it, in the end? Ananke looked into the distance. On the last day, a swarm of the corrupted, far more terrifying than any before it, descended like a curse. I led our warriors to hold the enemy back while those who could not fight fled. We were planning to use the Houses of Youth as ships. The sky seemed to ripple, and a vast darkness escaped from the rifts, torn in its azure expanse like a flood. Then, something dark and formless plummeted into the river, piercing the heart of the city, the island where the Temple of the Nightmare spell stood. The destruction was so devastating that most of the city was instantly shattered and drowned. It was heartbreaking to see Weave drown. Sunny frowned. Was it another abomination? What was its rank? Ananke shook her head. I couldn't tell you. That thing had always existed. People called it the Dark Wanderer and believed it to be an omen. Moving across the sky like a comet, made out of pure terror. After King Kronos stopped the river, all humans who remained alive eventually came to dwell in a single city. In Fallen Grace, Darren wanted to lay siege to Verge, while Kronos wanted to create an impregnable fortress, a fortress of time, an ark to weather the storm. In the end, most of the river people chose to follow an outsider instead of their own king. They chose to follow Darren, and they lost. The first Seeker could not be destroyed. Instead, everything that touched it was destroyed, was defiled. The best of us perished. The Serpent King besieged the city several more times, but he simply could not kill the first Seeker. His glory. It all ended in despair. Finally, it all ended when the Serpent King himself was infected by a seed of corruption during his last battle with the first Seeker. That was when Darren and Kronos finally joined hands again. And together, they finally achieved their goal. They destroyed the first Seeker. Sunny was stunned. What? How? Ananke smiled sadly. We starved them. She looked at the delicious food on the table and sighed. Kronos built his ark from the Serpent King's bones. From his soul sea as well. Darren sacrificed himself to form its walls. While Kronos sacrificed his remaining time. They built a miniature realm that could exist outside time for a while, and we hid inside. The river people abandoned the great river, leaving it to their enemy, to the defiled, and without humans to devour, the defiled starved. Left without anything to feed upon, they eventually turned to the greatest source of sustenance left, to the vast, abominable sea of flesh. The defiled devoured the first seeker, and in the end, they devoured each other as well. All that was left of them were bones. Ananke looked at Sunny and Nephis and smiled wistfully. That was how the defilement was destroyed.